double page layout. The photos I am scrapbooking are photos of my daughter, and she was dressed up as the Wicked Witch of the East. It's not actually a Halloween deal. It's actually a book club thing that we did. Book week dress up that she had the last time she was in primary school, which was it was year 7. It was her last year of being able to dress up, so we went all out. And the funniest part of it was her friends were coming up to her, and I said to her, don't speak, don't say anything, and see if people recognize you. And I kid you not, no one recognized her. It was pretty, I've got to say, it was pretty good. It was awesome. So I decided to use that as my inspiration photos, and I decided to scrap heaps of them across a double page spread and make it all scary and ghouly and witchy. So now I'm going to address the giant, and when I say giant, I don't use the term lightly, the massive mistake, the gigantic, the ginormous mistake that is on this page, and it is all the way through the entire video. All I'm going to say is Cricut Design Space does not have spell check. I'm also going to say that I always double check this stuff, and I was literally just so stressed at the end of last week that some of you know, if you are part of the Facebook group, you would already know that my one of my children has a couple of health conditions and some complications, and she needed to have an iron infusion done last week, and every single time we get them done, they always hurt her, and I really hate doing them. Not to mention the fact that our hospital system is so overrun, it's crazy, and there's not enough staff to do what needs to be done in a timely and efficient manner. I'm not blaming the staff. They cannot help it. I'm just saying. Now I've got that off my chest, I'm going to lead you into the Spiderweb creation. So this is where you will see. If you aren't a part of my Facebook group and you want the spoiler, quickly click on my Facebook group and I will add you very quickly, and you will then know exactly what the mistake was. So I'm going along here. I'm using the Simple Stories Simple Vintage October 31st papers. I just bought a random selection from, where did I get them from? I can't even remember. I just bought them recently and I don't even have the receipt in front of me. I can't even tell you. I bought some sheets of spooky stories, simple stories, spooky nights, and simple vintage October 31st papers. So these two grey ones are Night Sky / Full Moon, and the elements that I use, which I don't use many, but they come off the 2x2 4x4 elements page in Spooky Nights. I will link it down below and put the numbers down below, so in the description, so you can come back to that later on. Don't stress. I always put, for anyone new to my channel, I always put everything in the description. Everything is listed, and if there's a link to it, I have no affiliate links. They're just links that you can click on and go to the product. Okay, so I've penciled on my Spiderweb. I nearly said crossword then. It's Sunday morning. It's rainy here in Queensland, and I'm working on a giveaway, guys. As soon as I hit 800 subscribers in the next week, I will be doing a giveaway. So it will be for store credit with Crazy Craft Obsessions here in Australia, and it will be a giveaway for there. And it is, I'm racked. I want to give back to you guys because you are literally making my day. The fact that you all interact so nicely with everyone and you make comments. I absolutely love reading all your comments. So I will create a video and a post it, so you can, it'll be on my next video that comes out, which is a Halloweeny spooky kind of video. It will be on there, and I will have more information when I create that video. So it will be up, I'm guessing probably Tuesday. And yeah, so this video is going up on Monday, which is public holiday here for us in Queensland. We have a Queensland public holiday, which is for, now this is a little weird, stick with me. It's actually the Queen's birthday public holiday. I know, we just had a National Day of Mourning for the Queen who passed, and now it's her birthday. I don't know whether we should be calling it the King's birthday. I don't know. I have no idea, but I'm not going to overthink it. So I'm using my Posca metallic silver paint pen to do this, so that it has that reflective quality. You know when you see on maybe a nice spring morning and you look out and there's a bit of dew and you see a cobweb and you can see the whole cobweb? That's what I wanted to sort of create. That's why I'm going with silver. I'm trying not to go with the scary, spooky, ghouly blood sort of thing, because here in Australia, look, us Aussies, we're so laid back. We don't really celebrate Halloween. Some people are getting more into it the more you know, as time goes by, but me personally, I don't really celebrate Halloween, but I don't mind it. Like, I don't have anything against it, but I don't really have the photos to create lots and lots and lots of layouts, you know, like Christmas or Easter or something like that. I don't really have a lot for the old Halloween. So, as it pours down rain, I hope you can't hear that. I have a tin roof. I have a tin roof here in Queensland. I don't have tiles or anything. I have tin. So when it pelts down rain, sometimes it gets a little loud. Okay, so what else did I use on this page? If you're new to my channel, let me explain something. First things first, I have hay fever today, so I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit weird. And my hardware in my mouth I'm getting much more used to, so hopefully my speech is not anywhere as bad as what it was Tuesday, Wednesday this week. Now, let me explain something. When I create a layout, I don't take myself too seriously. I like to just sort of get into it, and I click record and I just go with it. I don't edit out all the process. Why don't I edit out all the process? The reason behind it is I really want anyone and everyone that comes to my channel, whether they subscribe and come back, whether they just pop in for a visit, have a look at a couple of videos or whatever, I want you to realize that we're all human and we all make mistakes. We can either laugh about them, cry about them, give up completely and don't bother coming back to scrapbooking. The reason I leave it all in is because I want you to know that as good as the end results are, 9 times out of 10, there's been a mistake or two done on almost every page. It could be something as simple as gluing things down a little bit too early. And then you go, uh-oh, I can't lift it back up. Now how am I going to do it? You know, it could be something simple like that. It could be something as massive perhaps as, oh, I don't know, misspelling a word that is in a very large title. If we don't laugh, we'll cry, people. Look, just, I'm going to own it. It is what it is. And something that, okay, this is me drawing my little spider. Now, I've put that piece of paper there so you can see that whenever I do something on my page, I usually give it a bit of a crack first. See if it's going to look how I want it to look. So you can see, I originally was going to do that sort of more realistic spider, then realized, nope, I don't want realistic spiders. Nobody likes a realistic spider. Well, someone does. Robert Irwin, Bindi Irwin, they all like them, but I'm not a fan. So, sorry guys. So I decided I would go with a more cartoonish kind of spider. So there he is. I've just drawn him in there and I've just done it with pencil. I'm not rubbing him out. Okay, so when I do that, I'm just taking some of the lead away, right? Now, the secret to doing this, I'm using my Jelly Roll pen. I don't think it has... I don't use Jelly Roll very often. My Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll 08. I assume that's the point, perhaps. I normally 9 times out of 10 always use my Uniball Signo pens, but I grabbed the Jelly Roll and it worked a treat. So I draw in all the white bits and then I come in with my black Posca pen because I wanted him to stand out. I wanted him to be cute, but I wanted him to stand out. Okay, so this was all just fiddly stuff that, look, anyone can do this stuff. Follow how I drew my little spider and I called him Lucas. Have you guys ever have a look on Facebook or on YouTube? Actually, it's on YouTube. And look for Lucas, Lucas, Lucas the Spider. Oh my goodness. It is the cutest little thing. It is adorable. And it's his little tiny spider. And I think it was done by, I think it was his uncle and like his 5-year-old nephew or something like that. They just made this little short story of Lucas the Spider. And it is absolutely adorable. So my daughter came in and she's like, oh, he looks like you, Lucas. And I'm like, he does. We're going to call him Lucas the Spider. So this is about as scary as I like my spiders to be. So I just go over, I did the white first because the white over black, you're going to get a grey and it won't quite work as well. See? He looks really cute. Okay, here we go. Everybody get ready to have a great old laugh at my expense because, man, I'm laughing. Check out how I spelt witchy. Yes, I was halfway through. This is what happens on school holidays when your child is talking to you and you aren't really 100% focused on what you're actually doing. This is what you do. So just note how many times I touch this title, how many times I look at this title, and it literally took me all the way to the very, very end before I realized it was spelled wrong. Oh, it's hard. I tell you what, it's hard. But this is probably the very first time I've ever done such a major mistake. It's pretty funny. I'm laughing. Okay, so the 2 greens that I just used there, I used Mowed Lawn through the center and I used Lucky Clover on the top and the bottom. The reason I went with the greens, originally I was thinking oranges because, you know, that's, I don't know, I seem to associate orange and purple more with Halloween than I do green. But because my daughter's face was green, I went with green. Look, there it is again. Oh, look, I touched it again. Honestly, I'm laughing. I really am laughing. And I'm putting this up there for the world to see that we all make mistakes and it is perfectly okay. And they're fixable. I have to be honest, I didn't think I was going to be able to fix it because the foam tape that I use, I've bought new foam tape and I told you guys about it ages ago, and it is the best foam tape. That stuff sticks. It would stick an elephant to a paddock. Like, honestly, it is. Look, can you believe, look, I just glued it down. For, if there's young ones watching, witchy, there's two witches. There's WHICH, which means I stuffed up. And there's the witch, which is WITCH. So I combined two witches. But that's okay. I fix it eventually. So now I use muslin. Okay. I'm having me a bit of a love-hate relationship with this. Sue Plum, who is a fellow scrapper here in Australia, she uses this stuff all the time and she makes it look so easy. Sue, I swear to God, I don't know how you do it, but you make it look so easy, and the amount of fiddling that I had to do with this to make it look a bit spiderwebbish texture in the background, I struggled. The struggle was very real, people. Then I realized, hang on, there's like two, I've like folded it over. So if I separated it, it sort of looked more transparent, which was good. But I didn't know whether to cut it, pull it, stretch it. I wasn't sure what to do with it. But I get there in the end. So I just wanted a little bit of extra texture because I drew just two-dimensionally. Bang, there is a cobweb. Like, it needed some extra because I didn't really have a lot of ephemera or anything to put on here. I didn't really want it to go too full on, but I wanted a bit of web. That's what I wanted. I think it works in the end. What do you reckon? Let me know down below. If you're sticking with me and you're laughing at my witchies, please let me know down below. And also I will be providing information on my next video, my very next video after this one, for our giveaway. So I'm having an 800 subscriber hop. I'm absolutely blown away. I'm so excited to have reached, you guys, I cannot even explain how beside myself I really am that you guys have subscribed to my channel. This is the sidetracked squirrel. This is the foam tape. This stuff is the bomb.com. It is so sticky, both sides. It's not like craft foam. It is uber sticky. When you put this down, you best damn sure get it right the first time because you don't get a second take at it. That is what I have learnt with this tape. I did order it through, it was either through Amazon AU or it was through eBay. But I will definitely be getting more because it is the best stuff. It is so good. So I lost my train of thought then. You know why? Because I'm mentally trying to pull that H out right now. Okay, so around the outside, I didn't tell you. So I used around that, so I did an offset. I can't tell you what the font is that I actually used, but I just sort of went through all the fonts in Cricut Design Space just to see if I could find one that sort of looked a bit spooky, wobbly. I don't know. I settled on this one, and given the theme of stuffing up, I didn't write it down. I always write it down. I have a book next to me. all the time, 24/7. And that is where I jot stuff as I go. So it doesn't interrupt my flow, and I can keep scrapping, but I just jot things down as I'm going so I don't forget. And I didn't write it down. I do remember that, because I wrote that down, that it was a 1.11 millimeter offset. So the white offset, which gives you that outside border to your title, I ran over that with a little bit of Hickory Smoke Distress Oxide, just because I thought the white just was a bit polarizing. It was too bright. So at this point, I'm really liking how this is turning out. And I like as much as I love all my craft, all my paper embellishments and all the tiz and fizz, sometimes I have to remind myself that it's about the photos. It's about the story. So now this is where I just very quickly fussy cut. Now these scissors, if you are new to scrapbooking, and I know I have a few of you on here that are new to scrapbooking, and if you're at the point where you want to start making investments in your tool department, let me know if you would like me to do a video on things that I would deem to be essential, but things that you can invest in for your craft. Like if it's something that you truly enjoy and you've decided, this is my craft, this is what I want to do. I want to not only have photo albums, but I want to have photo albums that involve my craft, that show my process, that I get to put my story on paper, you know. That is, and that's what I do. I like my stories to be down in writing, you know. That's what I want. I want my kids to be able to look back at the story. Now, I actually am doing the writing and the journaling over on the feeling side of the page, so down in that bottom left hand corner. So I need to let you know as well, art, glitter, glue, it's a game changer when it comes to gluing and holding forever. That stuff is so good. But as I keep saying to you guys, I know I have some newbies, and start off with the Nouveau Deluxe glue if that's what you can afford. It's $10 a bottle roughly on most websites. That being said, it lasts forever. Like, it goes a long way. I scrapbook 6 layouts a week minimum. That's what I do every single week. I upload 6 videos a week to my channel, right? Monday through Saturday. Now, all of that being said, I'm still going on my first bottle of Nouveau Deluxe glue. I bought it purely to try it, to see if it was something that I liked. And I do like it. I love it, and it definitely has a place in my repertoire. I love my art glitter glue though. I will never not have that in my stash. Now, what I'm doing here, so I've gone around the outside with black soot, okay, the Distress Oxide black soot, just to sort of grunge it a little bit more around the edges. Now, what I'm doing is going along, I've just added a tiny bit of water to this, and I'm just creating a bit of a shadow behind the cobweb. It doesn't make it 3D, but it just gives it a little bit more dimension. And it's so easy to do. It's just a little bit it's the leftover ink that's on my mat, of which has now stained my mat, but you know, you'd think I'd learn. And yeah, I absolutely love how this turned out, minus the H. That's okay. I went back and I fixed the H, okay? So all the photos over in the Facebook group, and the link for the Facebook group is below. So if you jump on there and you jump over to my Facebook group, and it says answer the questions. I don't really care if you answer the questions or not. Questions, and then I will approve you. I always have my phone on me. I will approve you straight away. And yeah, you can have a look at the close-ups. I always do a stack of photos really close up on all my scrapbook pages, and you will find all those close-ups for you to have a look at. I like to look at I actually learn quite a lot, and I can copy quite a lot just by looking at something. So I'm a visual learner. So, okay, there we go. Look at that. That looks pretty groovy. I'm just going to add these. I debated about putting this little witch's hat on my spider. It's pretty cute. Let me know below. Do you reckon I should have put it on there? I've still got it. I can still always put it on there. But I thought, you know what? I'm just going to put these spell books, because I'm putting journaling on the other side at the bottom. I needed something on the bottom on this side to balance it out. But I come in with my journaling later. Sometimes when it's a personal story, I do my journaling later. If it's quite generic, kid jumping in puddle, that sort of thing, I do that. But so I do my journaling after on this one. So yeah. So this is pretty much how this page is working out. Now, what I decided to do, for anyone that's been with me for a decent amount of time, I still have not replaced this glitter. It's actually... Do I still have it in front of me? No, I don't. I'm using the Stickles Crystal, it's called. I absolutely love it. It's got... It's like a luminescence in the glitter in the bottle. I absolutely love it. For something like this, remember how I was saying before, when you see the cobweb and the morning dew and it just glistens? That's what I wanted to do. So I wanted to make it silver, but I knew right at the very end I wanted to go over it with this particular glitter. And that takes to me, that takes the scary out of it, Like I said, here in Australia, we're not really super into it. Some people are, but me personally, we and my kids have never really been into it much. We do have a historical village near us, and they do a thing every year, or most years, 2020, 2021 exceptions, but yeah, they go out there and they give out lollies to the kids and all that sort of thing, all that sort of stuff, which is pretty cool. So this is drawing to a close now. So I am just about finished after I need to buy some more of this stuff because it's my favorite one. So there you go, guys. Now I'm going to give you the close-ups. Still, I have not noticed the spelling error. Okay, so there it is. You can see the spider web popping through the background. I absolutely love it. And yes, my daughter looks scary as. And the funniest part was no one even recognized her. Her teacher had to have a second take. She actually saw her school shoes and realized who she was. And yeah, because I said to her, don't talk. And because she had a wig on as well. Yeah, it was hilarious because she's naturally blonde. So that was a bit funny. So yeah, so there it all is, guys. I would love if you subscribe, get me to my 800, which would be absolutely amazing. And then I'm more than happy to create my next video, which I'm super excited about. I've had this idea in my head for years, like I kid you not, years. And I just haven't done it. So I'm doing it now. I'm doing it today in the rainy weather, and that's what I'm going to do. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment below if you would like. And thank you so much for watching, and I will chat to you soon. Don't forget, Facebook, I do take that H out of there. I show you how we do it. Thanks for that. Bye, guys.